Oops. Apparently I need to finish this shit in order to even leave the building. Help!
I'm
More
glad
drama?
that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
Wow.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
I didn't think that's what we wanted to talk about.
Do I look like an irresponsible father to you?
Yup. Like
The House of
you
the Hearth is
went
very
out to grab
important to me.
cigarettes.
You should know that I care deeply about my children. That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings.
Quite the structure.
I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax.
Astute observation.
I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
You give them too much credit.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them, especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with.
He's got some powerful punches.
It's
Better watch out.
unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me.
Eh?
By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Farina?
She's a spaz.
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine.
Is that
able
correct?
to
I was in
move
prison
around
like a few
most
seconds ago.
easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
Yeah, but you're completely cross-eyed.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Sounds fair.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity.
To do
I will
what
be
exactly?
meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with
Why do you
any
got so many
preparations?
eyes?
No need. I will take care of it myself.
She'll definitely have a freaky boss form.
I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious.
Hey, you look better like this. Nice hood.
Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame
She's a body
someone
double,
for
I knew
taking
it.
Bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed.
But that's
It's
it.
just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon.
How does it? It's in the machine, isn't
In
it?
fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me! I'm begging you, please!
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to anyone.
What the
Not
shit?
long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her.
That level of
I
detail,
began
huh?
to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon.
Why are you wearing white
Perhaps
now?
Eudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article.
She's just as... I don't know, two-faced?
I have to find
Hey.
the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Again, I'm pretty sure it's in the machine. As to why?
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
How many people in... oh god, what do they call themselves again? The Fatui Harbingers. How many of them actually are from Snezhnaya? It's like, is Child the only one?
Probably the
She's
handiwork of
Fontanian?
Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities.
Yeah, so according to
Set
plan.
up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Eudex Neuvillette.
Why him?
Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my
Taking an
excuse,
advantage?
I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Eudex Neuvillette.
Have they actually dropped any real hints about this, I don't know, dynamic? I remember people saying that Neuvillette is the Hydro Dragon because he has like the Draconic Heritage hints in the talent sections. But it feels like he's the actual Archon and Furina's just like there for shits and giggles. I have no idea what Furina's actual purpose is. I just thought it was interesting that neither of them seem to have a vision. So there's something funky about both of them.
The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede will be a front. Lenny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Am I finally out of the cutscene? Sounds wet. What is happening? Did you just
should
throw me
know
in the
the
water?
rest.
Oh, it's the fountain.
Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
Okay. They're more loyal to me than you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
And she just admitted it, by the way. That's the funniest part.
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
No wonder she's nervous around her. Jesus.
Alright then.
Sure. How about we kill her right here and now, though? How about our own assassination attempt?
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Eudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon.
Oh, damn it.
Now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
Fuck's sake.
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service,
I love
I've
pizza.
learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Eudex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon.
There has to be, like, some sort of... Furina's a clone, okay? That's my theory. The actual Archon just looks like her because there's too much theme and imagery about duality in this, what I call it, expansion patch.
Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification.
It kind of helps, though.
It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth.
Well, you're probably not the only one who's confused.
Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good premise, actually.
Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you.
Okay, we'll see you on the next banner.
You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday. He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
I just want to get out of the cutscene, please. Oh.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes.
Is it
But
gonna do
this
this?
issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Farina.
What? I just drank tea with her. I don't think... If that qualifies as protection, then boy howdy did I let her have it.
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal the sluice gate.
Interesting that you have that sort of power.
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
Apparently I want to ask you questions. Yeah, how do you have that power?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though.
Probably closer associated with the Abyss.
You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If by the phrase "you guys" you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
Okay, you don't have to rub that much stank on it. What are you sense of the fortress of Meripede? Did you manage to protect those that needed to be defended?
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
Because he's feeling sad. Oh. What Fremine say? It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour rain.
You may
Dragon
be
Man.
closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
He read my mind! The dragon sovereign of water? What do you mean dragon sovereign? Was Apop a sovereign? What about Dwalin?
The dragon of... what?
Well, I mean, he's got those reptile eyes. Reptile
Please
eyes!
do not be so surprised. Farina?
Neuvillette! Neuvillette, are you listening?
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if
I
you
mean, he's
don't wanna
basically got like a
confirm it
dragon breath attack.
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Wow, very
right,
good.
Of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Don't do it!
If you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
Yeah, how does this work?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
Okay, what is a dragon sovereign then? Can that part be
They
explained to
say
me at
that when
least?
the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power.
Well, shit.
Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
Is that how that works? So, the Archon's power was originally Dragon's power and was just stolen?
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
Thieves! Okay, this actually reminds me of Wakfu. They all got, like, people with powers and a dragon
The
counterpart?
dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know
Perished?
far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me.
Through the
Given
Gnosis?
the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Fair enough.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Ooh!
Please
Maybe
go
I should.
right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried.
Sure. See you later.
We'll see you another time.
Take care.
You can't make me. Ah! Finally. Is it gonna say over? No! God damn it, how is there so many parts to this? Well, at least I'm out of the prison. Seems to be something wrong with my stream though. I'm gonna have to click like boom here and don't